We're here today to talk about data and AI in the recruitment and staffing vertical. My name is Ian Scott, and I'm a senior advisor to Exponentia in the UK and Europe. And it's my pleasure to introduce and welcome our esteemed panel of experts. It's Christiaan Cumine, who's the Chief Technology Officer at the In Group, with over 20 years of experience in senior leadership and technology roles with global organisations in recruitment vertical. Tom Brookes, Enterprise Account Executive at Databricks, again with over 20 years of enterprise sales experience, and Niyati Srivastava, who heads up our Exponentia.ai practice in the UK and Europe, also with over 2 decades of experience in delivering strategic global and IT projects. So the first thing to do is to introduce Christiaan. Obviously, the marketplace right now in recruitment is very challenging. There's obviously a great deal of political and economic uncertainty. And it was really be helpful if you could kind of give us a little insight into your background, your thoughts on the marketplace right now, and kind of a little bit more about the In Group. That would be really helpful. Thanks, Christiaan.
Great. So as you've said, Ian, I'm the CTO here at the In Group. I've been here now for about 6 months. It's an exciting company to work for. We are built across a few different brands. So the main brand around recruitment is Investigo. We then have Karafi from an RPO MSP perspective, Definia Consultancy and Advisory, Sigma Labs, and Biotalent, which is life sciences. To give you some ideas about what's going on from a market perspective, you've hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of disruption from the political unrest out there. There's still skill shortages. It's very much a candidate-led market. And I think the biggest point to really try and address is trust. There's a huge amount of competition, so it's really coming down to improving trust and service across the board.
Thanks, Christiaan. It'd be really helpful to know kind of what the business drivers were behind this initiative and kind of the key challenges and opportunities story doing this initiative, please.
So it's a great question. Technology is becoming a much bigger part within the recruitment sphere. Every time an initiative comes up or an innovation, very quickly that's replicated. So even though we're talking about technology, service is still front and center of everything that we do, particularly at the In Group, from a qualitative point of view. We know that AI is a huge disruptor in the market beyond recruitment. So we really needed to analyze how can we provide a better service for our customers with a really responsible AI strategy. Looking at different providers out in the market, we realized that we are primary consumers of AI, but also secondary consumers of AI. Many different products out within the market allow us to consume AI, whether that's our CRM, whether that's LinkedIn, or whether it's ChatGPT. So we know we're consuming from a secondary basis. What we spent an awful lot of time on is really trying to understand, do we want to outsource every function of AI to different components and bring a kind of federated state of AI components together? Or did we want to really create a hybrid marketplace, which was bringing the best of breed from the different AI components out there, but also working to put in an LLM into our architecture to really drive efficiencies to our own business processes, and again, putting that customer at heart of what we're trying to deliver. Exponentia was a company that we looked at and started to work very closely with some of your leadership. And what we realized is everything that we tried to take to market, which is great service and trust, we could see was very much reflected back from the Exponentia. Hence, after many conversations and really trying to understand what we wanted to deliver, Exponentia was definitely the trusted partner we wanted to work with.
Really helpful and hopefully very informative as well. I'd like to now bring Tom Brookes in from Databricks and just to talk about the value of working in partnership with the client and with Exponentia, and just some of his thoughts and views again on the marketplace in which we see ourselves.
Yeah, thank you, Ian. So great to meet you all. So Tom Brookes, I've been an enterprise account executive at Databricks for the past 18 months or so, after working in the industry for about 20-25 years. The data and AI market at the moment is absolutely exploding, and this is driven primarily by AI, or people wanting to drive AI results out from their organizations. but also because within most organizations nowadays, there are multiple different sources of data, whether that's a CRM system, whether it's LinkedIn, as Christiaan mentions, or whether it's just existing standalone bespoke systems. And Databricks is uniquely positioned to bring all those sources of data in, but then allow you to provide actionable insights on those data through things such as LLMs, such as ChatGPT style RAG models, or through just providing additional insights into what you do. Databricks as an organization is growing super rapidly, partly driven by the market, but also partly by the reasons why companies are beginning to look at data and AI more as more of a central business strategy. And now it's becoming a board level conversation where previously it was maybe down departmental level. And really, there's a number of different reasons for this. So initially, people want accelerated decision making. So how can a platform help consolidate disparate data sources to a unified platform to enable real-time decision making? And that allows you to respond to market trends dynamically. Secondly, from a collaboration, reducing silos, reducing individual projects. So how do we govern this data and get it all together in one particular platform? With the massive data nowadays as well, scalability and flexibility is super, super important. So we can't have solutions out there which only expand to a small data sets, because now data sets are absolutely massive. And really, we're seeing what this is doing is beginning to drive additional competitive advantage through AI. So how do an organization deploy AI models efficiently, but also how do you integrate those generative AI models with proprietary data, but also data out there on the web as well. So deliver personalized customer experience, automate process, or deliver and predict outcomes. So really, there's a huge number of benefits. Faster innovations driving a lot that we see within the market. Organizations can't stand still nowadays. We see organizations who actually want to really use data to build their own data marketplaces. So how do they sell those data products onto other organizations? And really what this is doing is driving very much a data-driven culture within organizations. So this has to be a cultural shift as well as a technology shift.
Thanks, Tom. I think we certainly see in the marketplace ourselves as well, is there's an awful lot of talk about AI. Obviously, it's sort of looking at AI in isolation is just not the whole ticket. You need to have a data strategy and combine it with an AI strategy. And I think that's what we're trying to bring at Exponentia and working with sort of Databricks and our clients, is to actually listen to their requirements, but also making sure that you're building this strategy on a firm foundation. And that's where we see kind of the data expertise and AI expertise coming together as being really critical. I'd now like to bring in Niyati, if I can, to give us a little more detail and a little bit more sort of granular detail about some of the work we've been doing with the in-group, and also kind of how we're addressing some of the kind of the bias and some of the bots in the recruitment vertical. So I think it would be helpful if Niyati, who heads up our AI practice, can shed some light, please.
Thanks, Ian. So I'm Niyati Srivastava. I lead AI services for Exponentia.ai. And I've been across multiple data transformation, digital transformation use cases in the industry for over 2 decades. And I completely agree with you, Christiaan, around, this is about building trustworthy solutions, something that you can rely on and, integrate effectively within organizations. And Tom, you're talking about how data marketplaces are basically looking at data products that, firms can now offer out into the wider community, into data clean rooms, and open up new revenue streams, for example. So data truly has come of age. And specifically at the in-group, we've been working really closely with Christiaan and his team to build an AI capability comprised of foundation models, which is where the intelligence lives. It's the core AI platform delivery with an agentic structure on top, which is enabling enterprise-grade transformation at DIG. We've unlocked this right now for contract management workflow using multiple Azure services, Cosmos DB, Azure OpenAI, and Azure Databricks. And we've built a human-in-the-loop system for contract reviews, for example, edits, compliance, and risk visibility. This agentic structure has agents running specific tasks. You can extend it to leverage contextual memory, for example, from conversations and preferences and patterns that you can see across both recruiters and candidates, and look to integrate this into existing systems as well, allowing for AI agents to connect directly to your ATS, your CRM, other assessment tools even, including background check providers, etc. So that means there's minimal disruption to workflows. You are not replacing any of your tools. You are just looking to amplify them with AI. The other capability that firms can look to bolt on is an action group. An action group is essentially an ability to take next best actions. So automatically send follow-ups or update statuses and trigger workflows. And it's how we are looking to move from helpful chatbot to a productivity engine. And we are in conversation at the in-group to, build that in. To your question, Ian, on bias and how to tackle bots, for example, there could be a few deliberate ways of going about it. Model testing with bias audits, for example, can address bias, and also using AI-based validation layers, for example, to check fake profiles and unnatural patterns that can help keep bots at bay. So the whole idea essentially is around trustworthy, as Christiaan mentioned, trustworthy automation, and AI should help recruiters make more inclusive, data-informed decisions and not just faster ones.
Thanks, Niyati. I really appreciate that. That's a very detailed insight, as I would expect from your good self. So to wrap things up, I'd like to thank our panel today, Christiaan, Tom and Niyati. I really hope you find this informative, thought-provoking. I certainly think Christiaan and his team have displayed some great thought leadership in this field. And I hope you can see that working in a trusted partnership is, really drives benefits from across the platform with Databricks, ourselves at Exponentia, and obviously our valued client, Christiaan at the in-group. So thank you very much, and please feel free to reach out to us at Exponentia if you'd like to discuss this in more detail. Thank you very much.